Hi.
Good morning.
Dude, my house is freezing. Okay, so remember I told you that my propane was like $370 last month?
Yeah.
So I rarely been turning on the heater. So it went down to 215 for this past, and I used the heater last month or whatever, the month before. So I'm hoping like this next one, it's not going to be as bad. When I first moved in here, it was like $75 a month.
Um, I've been super vigilant these last couple of months, like wearing sweaters, turning lights off. Well,
Yeah.
because before when I was married,
Have you become your parents? Turn your lights off before you leave your room. I've been the same. The same.
when I was married, we had to leave all the lights on because my wife was blind. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to do that anymore. So I can shut lights off. So I can save, the power on that. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's I feel like my parents. I literally for the first time the other day was like, don't touch that thermostat.
Yeah. Yeah. Like my house right now, it's going to be 80 out today up here. But my house is freezing right now, but I refuse to go kick that heater on. I refuse,
Yeah.
And then like I see people on like the marketplaces and stuff selling something for like $3. I'm like, that's a lot of work to sell something for a couple dollars. But now I'm like, what can I sell?
I traded in all my ball golf stuff. I traded in. I sold a fish tank, but that was to feed a habit. That wasn't for that was taking care of something else.
Yeah.
But no, I get you on that. It's tough. It's like I'm learning firsthand. We've decided we're not going to get a divorce.
What?
It's April Fool's. Sorry.
Oh, I forgot. I hate April Fool's Day.
Is that not how you play April Fool's?
No.
Oh. Do you guys want to talk about my dead dad for a few minutes?
Like, I'm sorry if my response was the way you wanted it to be. I was just confused.
I know. No, I know.
I was all,
all three times I've got that reaction. What?
Yeah, I was, whoa, did not see that coming.
Yeah. No, don't worry, it's not.
No, it's happy for you if it was,
Oh, man. I was trying to think of what my April Fool's joke was going to be today, and I think that's it. I think after that, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm glad my kids are with their dad today because Joey is the prankster.
Yeah,
like him and Layla have been thinking about it for weeks, and I'm like, I'm glad. And today I will not answer the phone for my brother. I never do any year on April 1st because he is king. He took his buddies. He got his buddy's car keys from his girlfriend one time and hid his truck. So when he woke up in the morning to go to work, he thought it was truck. And my brother let him go as far as to call the police before he told him it was an April Fool's joke.
Wow. That's like let him go for a while.
Yeah.
I got my sister on the highway coming down to Modesto once.
Yeah.
I called her and told her it was my one free call in jail. And I was in Modesto, and she lives up in Auburn, and I need $500 to get out, and please get me out of jail. And I was trying to tell her I was joking, right? Because it was April Fool's. And she just went straight into, okay, I'm on it, and hung up, right? So I was like, do I call her back? Like, no,
yeah.
I'll let her sit on this one for a minute.
You don't do that.
So I waited about 5 minutes, and I thought that like 5 minutes would be like, she'd make a couple phone calls or something, but 5 minutes and she was on the road already. I was like, turn around. I said, if you're looking for me, I'm on the corner of April and Fools. It's back in Roseville. Go get it.
I would have killed you.
Yeah.
I would have killed you. I had the first 3 days of the week off, and I went hiking. So yeah, Rachel, mean. So the first day I did the tabletop mountain or whatever, and I went with my ex's ex-wife and the kids. So I got to see the kids, which was really exciting because I really missed the girls. That was fun. She's a really nice woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very kind woman.
How was the hike?
Beautiful. I was dying on the way up because you have to actually like climb some rocks, not like rock climb, but climb, which I wasn't expecting. And if it's less than 5 miles, I don't pack like a backpack or anything unless I have the kids. I usually just carry my water bottle and then have like a hip pouch. But like I had to put it in her backpack because I didn't realize like we had to climb, like I needed both hands. And then this one mom comes down who's obviously more fit than me, and she's in jeans and like carrying a baby on like one of those backpack things, and I'm all like dying when she was coming down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's legit.
Huh?
That's legit. I mean, like after a while, it's like, whoa, what?
Yeah, and then attitude change, and that one was packed though because it's spring break for everybody up here. So then I went to Knight's Ferry, and it's not. You guys had spring break last week, right?
Yeah.
So that was open, and it's not as shaded as I would like it to be. So I usually like to go down to the water and like meditate or do yoga there. And then right after, I went to my girlfriend Lana's house, and when I sat in the sun, and I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, no, it's bright red.
I got really burnt, like that.
Wow.
And she kept saying, like, do you need sunblock? You can use some sunblock. I have sunblock. And I'm like, no, I want the vitamin D, blah, blah, blah. And then I was just sick all day yesterday.
When anybody asks either you or me or anybody like us if we want sunblock, the answer is always yes, even if we're inside.
I know, man. And I was just in pain. And then my mom was up at the casinos for her birthday yesterday. So I went and met her. And I tried to go shopping. And I couldn't. I was just miserable. So I got home pretty early. I went to bed pretty early. And I'm still not feeling very well.
I totally forgot what I was going to say. I had a good one. Too.
Sunburn? Like, you know how you think I would know better.
That's what it was. I went to a basketball camp when I was 13 or 14, and it was a stay away camp. And at the end of the week, the parents were allowed to come back, but you couldn't see the parents until you were done. They had to sit in the stands while everybody got their trophies if they won one, right? So yeah. I won an all-star trophy, and so I was going up to get it. And my parents were like, "We didn't recognize you at first because it was the summer, so you grew like 10 inches." She goes, "And then like we packed you sunblock, but you chose to use none of it." And so we were thinking to ourselves, who's the jerk parents who let their kids go to summer camp without sunblock? And look at his back. It's all blistered and peeling. Oh, that's our kid.
Our kid. Yeah. No, I like now as an adult, I know I can't blame the parents. Just like when I don't see a kid with their jacket on and it's raining, it's because the kids are going to, like, there's this one woman that works next to me and she's like, dude, my kid wanted to wear shorts this morning. And it was one of the like snow days. Well, the kids are going to do what they want.
Yeah. We're struggling with our youngest right now. Not struggling, but I mean, he wants to grow his hair long, and he's 9, and so he's got this big, poofy blonde hair. And so every day I just keep asking, "Hey, bud, do you want to go get a haircut today?" No. I'll keep asking. I'm not going to force him. My parents forced me, but God, I can't wait till he cuts his hair.
Yeah, don't force him. It's just hair.
Yeah,
it's just hair. Yeah,
it's totally just hair.
Okay. My neighbor, I've become friends with a neighbor, and she sent me an email yesterday, and she was like, "Hey, just so you know, your cat ate our pot plant. I just want to make sure she's okay." So I get up, and sure enough, my cat's at the door trying to come in. She immediately goes upstairs, and I'm so embarrassed. And so I see her outside. I'm like, "I am so sorry. How much do I owe you?" And she was like, there's still a couple leaves on there. It should grow just fine. And I'm like, please let me know if it doesn't. She goes, I'm more worried about your cat. But there's so many CBD and THC supplements out there for animals. It was a minimal amount. So I just watched her for the day and she was fine. She slept most of the day, but that's usually what cats do.
She listened to a lot of Pink Floyd, ate a lot of cereal. I get it. Cats do what cats do.
That's what the thing she's doing now. She's running around at night, partying her tail off, literally. And then, yeah, Bernadette, she ate the pot plant. So they sent a picture of they're growing it outside.
She's going crazy at night, and then at the daytime, she's going over and she's hitting up your neighbor's plant so that she can be like, come down and like go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So remember in the last feed, I told you that the HOA guy hasn't said anything to me about my hot tub, but he did say something about my balcony bar.
Really?
I noticed it. I go, it comes completely off. Like, it's portable. It's not attached or anything. And he's like, okay. So I find out, like, we're not even allowed to hang plants or anything out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is strict.
Mm-hmm.
you need to be the HOA president so you can stop complaining about that stuff. Like,
Well,
not you, but like so other people can like hate plants.
I feel like there's a reason they stopped asking me. I think once they got to know me, they're like, meh.
Oh.
Part of the HOA.
Oh, this is for adults.
Yeah. She's not welcome here anymore.
And that it's funny. So like I'll do that like on the Tinders and the Bumbles and stuff. Like when you're swiping, like I'll see somebody and I'll be like, they look like too much of an adult for me. Like
Really?
they'll be 4 years younger, right? And I'll be like, yeah, but they look like they want like French food, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that way about guys in suits on it.
So
okay, so here's what I don't like about the profiles, okay? Don't be this guy, and you're not this guy because we helped you with yours. Like, I don't want to roll up on your profile and I want to know about you, like what you're like, what blah, blah, blah. The guys who are like, don't be this and don't be this and don't have these filters. And this one guy wrote, if you have a puppy filter, I'm bringing doggy treats on our first date. You know what? You guys are jerks. Like, you're a jerk from the beginning. I don't care how good looking you are, or great you think you are. Left.
yeah.
Dude, the profile, if you are a man, if you're listening to me right now, and your profile is everything telling the woman what not to be, you're a D-bag.
Well, I guess my next question is like, what woman sees that and says, this seems like a nice guy?
Because that's like a narcissistic trait. Like, and then women who are a little bit broken want to correct that. I'll show him. Like, one's like, the ones are like, I rarely swipe right. Oh, so I'm lucky that you swiped on me.
Right, right.
No, I'm not. Or the triangulation ones. Well, I'm talking to a couple of, like, this one guy was out on a date at the hotel with another woman and stopped me. And I'm like, I'm sorry, do I know you? He's like, we talked on Tinder for a while. And I'm like, why would you do that in front of your date? Like,
right.
Oh, she should feel privileged that she's here with you and not with me. And she was like, why would you even stop? Why would you even stop me? Talk to me.
I had a buddy who took a girl out on a date at Bauer 65, and at the restaurant was his server was a woman that he took out on a date like a week prior, and it didn't work out. And
well, it didn't work out. They didn't work out. Did I tell? Yeah. So how did he handle it?
Well, I guess it was awkward like the whole way through. I guess the whole way through it was like it did not work out. Like, hey, it doesn't work out. We're not compatible. It didn't work out. Like somebody, I think he ghosted her. And so
okay.
I think
okay. So during their date and the time that they were dating or whatever, he never knew that she worked there?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. He just told the restaurant and then she was the server.
To be a jerk, whichever one of your friends that is. That was a crap move.
Is that what that was?
Yes.
Okay.
You're trying to tell me they went on a face-to-face date. So that means they spoke to each other multiple times before they went on a personal date together, and he never knew what she did for a living?
That might be the caveat. They may have just been talking a ton on the phone and not actually met. I may have got that part wrong. But they recognized they made the connection because he just stopped talking to her, whether it was in person or online. He just stopped talking to her, and I think she took it pretty personal because he said it was a pretty awkward, like the whole thing was just awful start to finish. Bauer 65 is great, but like the server had like understandably coarse feelings towards him. Like, hey, dude, you know?
No, this is what I'm dealing with. And this is why, like, I don't, it's going to be a while, right? And I'm on Tinder right now because I need some male human interaction. I'm not going to lie.
I saw you. I swiped left. I figured it was appropriate.
Right? I've been talking to one guy. He's nice, but it's just really just friendly, right? So this guy, I told you about the guy who lives around here. Good looking guy. Me and my ex met him with his girlfriend a couple of times. Okay. Well, recently, the last 3 times I saw him, he was not with her. Gets my number, asks me out for drinks. We end up not hooking up. Don't go have drinks, right? So 2 weeks later, I'm working at my job, and he comes in with his girlfriend and asks to sit in my section. The hostess obviously did not put him in my section, right? So the owner is getting pissed because her and I are a lot alike. Like, you don't do that. And I go, no. He's still a regular customer. We're going to treat him normally, whatever. So then I ignore him. He leaves kind of upset. 2 days later, sends me a text that says, just so you know, you look stunning this weekend. And then the following Friday writes me, I'm going to be in town solo this weekend. And I didn't write him back.
That right there reeked of, I'm going to be in town solo. It's your lucky day.
Yes, I won't be with my girlfriend. So if you're lucky, you're going to get to hook up with me.
I've chosen you to cheat on with my girlfriend. So.
Yeah. Yes. I know, Rachel. I know. Like he had this is the men that I'm dealing with.
Yeah, no, that's pretty low. You know what I'm getting? You know what I'm getting a lot of?
What?
I'm getting the opposite. I'm getting a lot of like, stop being thoughtful.
It's okay. Yeah. So I remember like the first guy that I went out with that was like thoughtful like you. I kept saying, quit saying that. And he finally looked at me. He goes, that's going to get real old. Like you're going to have to learn how to take a compliment. So what you're doing is you are probably dating women who have been broken down often.
Okay.
And you're not believing what's coming out of your mouth.
Okay. Fair. That's fair.
Yeah. So that's not your fault, but that is also a flag. I'm not blaming them. It's just also that's something you're going to have to work through because that's somebody who's a little bit broken. Because I've been like that 100 times. Like there are these guys, good looking guys that'll ask me out. And I'm like, they're way fitter than me. They're going to meet me. They're not going to want to go out with me again. It's self-sabotage.
It totally is. I met somebody a few days ago that the text that I got was like, "Are you serious? Like we can't talk?" And it was a text like 11 o'clock at night, and I wrote back and I got super honest. I said like, "I'm looking at your profile and I'm looking at you and I'm looking at like what you do and how you do things." And I said, "And I can't match that." Like,
don't be that. No.
I was like, I don't think that I can match that. But it great, phenomenal outcome, right? So I was just being honest. I've got some insecurities right now. Like I'm 6 months into this. I've got some financial insecurities. I've got some personal like self-esteem insecurities that like nothing bad, just like stuff that I'm kind of working through right now. So like when we matched and we connected and talked a little bit, like I hit a point where I'm like, I don't think that I can match what you're probably looking for based on where you're at in life, right? It turns out that everybody's kind of a wreck.
Yo, yeah.
So
everybody's kind of a wreck.
That
For sure.
That was really comforting. That was actually like, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but like when we talked it through, because I laid everything out because I've talked to a few people, right? But I've never really laid anything like that out because it just never really felt appropriate. And this was like, I hit a wall. I'm like, you know what? Like, I want to see where people stand on this. So I put all of my cards on the table, right? The message I kept back was like, are you kidding me? Like, relax.
Yeah.
So.
See, I'm glad you were honest with her though.
Yeah. And
I like using the Tinder because it's right now I'm just educating myself. The last one was so bad and I should put that in my profile. Like this isn't going anywhere. I'm literally using all of you guys for education.
You are field research.
Yes. Like I'm going through the profiles and the way that these guys talk to me. And I like literally starting now that I've been doing so much research and educating myself on narcissism and sociopaths and all of these things. I'm like, oh, this guy is trying triangulation. Oh, this guy's obviously has narcissistic traits. So now I'm just using Tinder as like a where's Waldo? Like, where's the flag in this one? Is there one? And then I've been swiping right on guys that I usually wouldn't because you said something to me last week. You're like, unless you change the types of guys that you're going for, things aren't going to change. And then I saw this one guy and I'm like, oh, well, he's handsome, but he doesn't look like my type because I like the rugged hands-on mechanics and stuff. But everything in his profile is something that I would agree with. And I'm like, Madden, make this swipe right. And then he didn't match me back.
Because you don't look like a mechanic.
I don't look like a mechanic. Yeah
that's what it is.
But yeah, I don't like, no. So, and then this one couple, I think the couple was hitting on me at the bar the other night. They're like, why are you sitting here alone? And I'm starting getting like attitude to where One guy was crappy to me afterwards, and I'm like, no, you don't talk to me like that. And they go, because I want to be sitting here alone. And then they kept talking, and I finally looked at him, I go, I'm not trying to be rude, but I am sitting here alone because I want to be here alone, right? And then this other guy came up, and he was like, what's the last book you read? And he kept talking to me, and I'm like, ew, read a book. I said, I'm more into audiobooks, right? He's like, oh, what's the last audiobook you listened to? And I'm like, How to Become the Narcissist's Worst Nightmare. And he goes, check, please. And I'm like, bye. That's the space I'm in right now. You want some of this? No, you don't.
How many people do you have hitting you up for polyam?
Is that where they're in a relationship, but it's open?
It's ethically non-monogamous.
Yes. Yeah, Josie. And then the guy who called me baby the other day told me to watch his drinks, baby. And I go, I am not your baby. Don't call me that. And like, I was rude. He goes, honey, then? I go, no, shut up. I'm not that. A lot. Couples hit on me all the time. All the time.
So I had somebody.
That's not my information. Women have hit on me my whole forever too.
Yeah. I had somebody trying to explain polyam to me the other day, and I said, so it's a controlled group of friends with benefits. Like, why are we not calling a spade a spade? I said, so how many girlfriends does your boyfriend have? You know, it was like, well, I think he has like a couple. And I said, and what do you know about their background? Not much. So this is friends with benefits. It's just a more controlled setting. That's all it is. Like,
yeah, it's just that your partner doesn't mind that you're hooking up with other people. It's just
right. So they give it a fancy name and they try and get super serious about it. And I'm like, knock it off. You and your partner want multiples, and this makes you feel okay, and that's cool. But quit trying to give it a fancy name and selling it to me like it's something other than it really is. Like, it is friends with benefits, and there's just a lot of them.
There's just a lot of them, right?
Yeah.
I get that a lot. But I haven't, like, I don't even want anybody to touch me. Like, I'm not, like, this is the first time in my life that I'm, like, complete blocking all of it out. So it's hard. So this one guy that keeps writing me, he's been normal. Like, he hasn't written anything sexual. He's just like, oh, what'd you do yesterday? It's just been, like, a normal conversation. I kind of like it. Yeah, Kim. I work with a bunch of young girls, and I'm telling them all my stories, and they're like, we're going to be single forever. And I'm like, yeah, sister. Look at these red flags.
On my dating profile, I said, hey, I got a bunch of red flags. And when I see them, I like to put them on the back of my bike because flags on bikes are funny.
They are. Red. I tell my friends all the time, red's my favorite color, though. I love a red flag, man. I love it.
Hey, here's a question. And then, because I know we got to get going, but when you're dating somebody, at what point do you take your dating profiles down? Is that something that two people talk about, or is that something you just instinctively do when you feel a certain way?
I've only done it once, and we both discussed it.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm gonna go. I took my profile down before he and I even met. Like, I was all in. As soon as you say you're all in, it's just you and it's just her, then I feel the profile should come down. So, like, if I'm on Tinder now and he's still on there and it's still the same exact profile, so that means he never deleted it.
Okay.
So Rachel, just do it. You just do it.
Do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was just wondering. I don't know that all of this is it's all just new, you know? There's little nuances here and there that you pick up along the way. You're like, oh, that's how that works, you know?
Yeah.
So, and it's just different now. Dating at 42 is different than dating at 30 because you're dating other 42-year-olds, you know? And dating at 30 with no kids, you're dating your kids.
They have kids, they have ex-wives or husbands they're co-parenting.
Yeah.
Stuff like, and that's a huge flag to me. And that's another one that I like on the last relationship. Like, if they don't co-parent well, or if they hate their ex, like, here's the thing, ladies, listen to me. Please listen to me. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay. If they say their ex is crazy, either A, he made her that way, or B, she is actually crazy and you don't want any part of it. So just get out from the beginning.
See, that's another. And again, I think I get in trouble for oversharing or being too upfront. But like when it comes to the ex, I start off right away with FYI, still married, nothing I can do about it right now. Also, just so you know, we parent well, but we are contentious right now, you know? Like
Yes.
I'm honest about that. I tell them up front, like I'm pretty injured from some stuff, and so I'm not awesome. And so because of that, I've said things that make her not look at me as awesome. So we're not awesome right now, you know?
Yes.
And I'm honest about that. And I tell them, you know?
You should, and as you should be. And it's okay. Yes. Yes, Bernadette. It's okay if you don't get along with that. Like Joe and I, we get along, but if we're in the same room together for 5 minutes, we want to punch each other in the face. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
But when it comes to co-parenting our children, we're both very good at it. Like we've always been good at it. And with the last guy, I was like, until you can get a good co-parenting relationship with your ex, like this is never going to work. Like this is too much drama for me when it comes to the kids, and your kids are being affected by it. And he's like, until she's done manipulating me, blah. And then I met her, and it wasn't her. So like I said, so if they keep saying my ex is crazy, we can't do this, or they don't have custody of their kids, it's something they did. It is something they did, because we are also in California, and the court system is very good to both parents. Like my ex-husband lives out of the state, and he has plenty of custody for living out of the state. So, or like I said, she is actually be crazy, and you don't want to deal with that either. Walk away. Yes. Yep. They don't take ownership of their own issues and projects the stuff onto the ex. Yes.
No, I completely agree. Absolutely. I agree. I agree. And I think honestly,
too, if women are blaming, say you're dating a woman and she's been married twice, but it was both the ex-husband's fault. Like that's a flag. You got to figure out like where she went wrong too.
Somebody told me one time, if you run into more than one jerk in a day, then you need to look in the mirror and figure out who the jerk is. And like, yes. I think you're spot on, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because after all of this, like I've had to do a lot of reflecting on myself too. Like my own very toxic traits. Like this isn't just their faults. Like I'm doing something wrong too.
Right. It's also their fault.
Oh yeah. For it. No way. I loved that guy.
Oh, all right, man.
Mm-hmm. All right. So are you dating somebody? Like
I mean, I don't
know. Talk about it later. Did I not? I should. We'll talk about it.
Well, no, I just don't know. I really honestly just don't know. It's been a whole lot of phone dates, and we met up once, but like the phone dates are in such a way, like the conversation is captivating enough that like I kind of go a little extra on the phone dates.
I understand.
Like the other day, like when you were talking about when you went out to dinner and you brought him with you and you guys looked at the menu together at the table, right?
The virtual meeting was the most fun I ever had. I fell in love with him before I even met him.
So like she likes ciders, right? So I went and I got a cider and I put up a little. It was super late when we were talking on the phone, so like the grocery store wasn't open. But I found out that ciders pair really well with actual apples and actual pears and a brie. I couldn't find any of those, so I got like a little craft singles and a little cider beer, and apple, right? And I put it on a little cutting board and a little candle. I sent a picture. Said, "All right, let's do this phone date." Right? Like that was her seat.
That's cute. Look at the smile on your face, too. Little kitty.
It was fun. Like I went in the backyard and I cut a couple flowers and put a little flower vase on there. You know, it was cool. It was just fun.
Just if you guys continue, just keep being that guy.
I think I'm gonna. It was fun. You know what? You know what it was? It was another conversation for another time. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Okay, but like another conversation for another time. But we've discussed it. See, it doesn't have to be expensive. It just has to be thoughtful.
Yes.
Okay. All right, you guys. We will see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye, guys.